So welcome everyone. We are streaming live from Resistance headquarters. I am King Nico, and I have been putting in hours. I can't like everything to do with the eclipse. I've been telling you in previous videos that I believe that it's a massive magical ritual to summon Satan's army into this world, fallen angels, demons, whatever you want to call it. But I haven't been able to prove it. I've just been talking about it, um, showing you all the characters involved, from Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, the demon that was invoked 120 years ago, AWAS or AIWAS. So I found a massive discovery to prove that this is going to be the biggest magical ritual evocation that this world has ever seen in its modern time since the flood, right? Hobby Homestead, so glad you're back on YouTube to teach about this. Don't use Facebook, but we are friends there. Good to see you. I'm glad to be on. I'm glad to be here. Chosen One says hello. So I know everyone has been looking in and hearing about this this eclipse. Love Butterfly, good morning. Thank you for being here. Okay, where do we start? So there's a national emergency. Why Niagara declared a state of emergency for the eclipse. So Niagara has been for the few days now under a state of emergency in anticipation of the April 8th eclipse. It's just an eclipse, is it not? Right? We've had many eclipses in the past few years, and I've never heard of a town or a state going into a state of emergency. And there's a lot of warnings going around from news, um, NASA getting involved. I'm going to show you what I found. It is crazy times, Wendy. Very, very crazy. So Niagara is in a state of emergency. So that's a red flag right there. The fact that, you know, the sun and the moon is always above in the sky. So why now? Because they're finally colliding and merging together for a couple of minutes, we're going to have to go into a state of emergency. Okay. Because this is not just about an eclipse. They are performing a magical ceremony, right? A satanic ceremony that's spoken about in Revelation. So they are going to be summoning demons, the Antichrist, all of it. So I am hoping and praying that this is going to be the big one, because otherwise I was born in the wrong time. I am only here to fight in this end days war, to lead God's army, to expose this truth and all this evil. So I'm hoping this is the big one. And I'm going to explain how and what's going to happen. So Niagara Falls. So yeah, so NASA is shooting rockets up. Not just any rockets, they're sounding rockets. So I'm going to tell you why this is specific to magic rituals, right? Why is the schools that are out for the eclipse calling it a calamity day? Yep, schools have been out. People are taking days off work for an eclipse, for a 4-minute collision course with the sun and the moon, two luminaries. Okay. Wow, I've pulled up a lot of information. I have no idea where to begin with it all, but we're just going to get into it. We got the time. So Niagara Falls. So yeah, Katie and Jeff, Crusaders of the Resistance, were in this area and sent me some of these signs. So on the highways, they have sign after sign after sign warning, eclipse April 8th, plan ahead. So I don't know how much more signs we need to tell us that something serious is going to happen that they know they don't have full control over, right? Because I'm going to tell you. Okay, so Aleister Crowley, Baphomet, 2024. We have a Niagara Eclipse equals 726, which is Antichrist, is 726. NASA to launch sounding rockets into the moon's shadow during solar eclipse. So that's all you need to know, that they are launching sounding rockets. And I found out why. Because I was taking a look at, the NASA conference, because I'm like, how is it possible that NASA and CERN on the same day are working together for this eclipse? So as you've seen before, I've done the gematria decodes, I've made the poster. Disney NASA equals 666, because I'm 1,000% convinced that NASA is Disney for adults, right? Which is why all these ceremonial magicians and Satanists were involved in the birthing and creation of NASA. And I'm going to get into Jack Parsons, because he's basically the founding father of NASA. But because of his involvement with the elite and the occult, and magic and rituals, he was pretty much ruined his legacy. So his name is nowhere to be found. They did name a crater on the moon after Jack Parsons, but it's on the dark side of the moon. So that just goes to show how much, and the fact that they want to keep him hidden, right? They don't want you to connect that NASA's creation has everything to do with magic, with Satanists and rituals, right? So NASA and CERN equals 846, which is the tribulation number, 846, right? And if you've been watching, it's easy. Just go on my page. I can go to Facebook right now, type in 846, and you're going to see so many numbers. Luckily, I have it already right here. So 846. Let me make sure you guys are still seeing this. So yeah, 846. The Holy Bible equals 846. Fallen angels, tribulation, days of Noah, David versus Goliath, 846. Right? So the days of Noah, Large Hadron Collider is 846. Okay, this is pretty relevant. So CERN, Large Hadron Collider being turned on. The first time it was turned on was July 5th, 2022, which happened to be 846 days after March 11th, 2020, which was when the world went into lockdown. There you can see there, 846. And dark matter equals 666, because CERN says that they're trying to find dark matter. They're not trying to find anything. They're trying to make contact with Satan and the fallen angels, and to open a portal big enough for them and their army to come into this world for the end times war. We're going into war. Okay, so let me get back to what I wanted to share. So CERN, NASA, watch this. So I'm going to share a video. Stop screen, present, sorry. Cool. So this is the director of NASA, the CEO, the big boss man, the guy that gave the interview the other day. Chosen one. Yeah, that's my job too. God bless you, chosen one. Yeah. So I am pretty much on my knees praying to God that let this be tribulation, the end of days, because I pretty much lived my whole life preparing for the end times, and people are like, oh, it's not going to be in our lifetime, it's not for another century or more, blah. I'm like, no, this has to be now. With all these rituals happening, this is going to be it. Love Butterfly says it's the end times. Please, everybody, repent and wear the full armor of God. I'm staying in and praying during the eclipse. That might be a good thing to do. But knowing me and myself and what I'm here to do, I'm hoping it's the big one. I'm hoping Niagara Falls is the main location, and I have a feeling it might be. So let's just check out this video here from the director of NASA.
I've often said that at NASA, our mission is for all humanity, and that's because space brings us together. There's no better proof than moments like this, a total solar eclipse, total solar eclipse, total solar eclipse.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but I want to play it back again, and you got to listen carefully because this is the big one. He does not say eclipse. Listen to what he says.
Solar ellipse. Solar ellipse. Solar ellipse. Total solar ellipse.
So NASA, this was the breaking point for me. When I heard him say ellipse and not eclipse and did not correct himself, I looked into it. I'm going to show you what I found. Again, quickly before I take this video down, because I'm not going to be able to bring it up. Harry says it again.
Solar ellipse. Total solar ellipse.
Total solar ellipse, okay? So if anyone knows what an ellipse is, I'm going to show you. Oh boy, this is exciting. Okay. Watch. Whew. So where's my decodes? Okay, here we go. Director General of CERN, Fabiola Giannotti. There's your 846 again, and your 666, right? Fabiola, where is she? This one, that's her. Fabiola Giannotti with 666 and 846, director of CERN. Her name is identical match to the fallen angels. I wonder why, because that's what they're bringing through the portals, right? Dark matter, 666. The solar eclipse and the horned devil comet, two good reasons to look up on April 8th. So there's a comet, and not any comet, it's called the horned devil, right? So a horned devil equals 666. I'm not making this up. A horned devil, that's the name of the comet that's going to be seen the same time as the eclipse. A horned devil. Horned devil also equals 1086. Now, this is a big number for me because it had everything to do with CERN yet again. So 1086 equals Large Hadron Collider 1086. It was 1086 weeks from September 11th, 2001 to July 5th, 2022 when they turned it on. So again, there's a ritual there for the womb of creation, the beast system, the Jesuit order, Jesus the Messiah, rings of Saturn, the eye of Horus, the Dark Lord, thank you, Satan, transhumanism, World Wide Web. So 1086, right, for your horned devil. Comet equals 474, right? Because comet and 474 is the same as fallen angel is 474. We have AWAS eclipse. So AWAS is the name of the demon that, or fallen angel, that Aleister Crowley summoned 120 years ago on April 8th, 1904. So this could be an eclipse to summon the army of AWAS, or AI, is 846. So eclipse, you put eclipse into the gematria calculator, and here's all the ciphers that's available on this site. There's 365 in satanic. Okay, so eclipse, nothing jumped out. So ellipse. So the director of NASA said total solar ellipse. Correct? We all heard it. I played it a bunch of times. So ellipse. So yeah, IC is saying, what's the ellipse, right? They're calling it the mother of dragons too, Comet. Okay, I'm going to put that in the gematria. Thanks for bringing that up, Wendy. Okay, so Love Butterfly says, in mathematics, an ellipse is a plane curve surrounding two focal points, such that for all points on the curve, the sum of the two distances to the focal points is a constant. Is this? Yes, it is. So I'm going to show you again. Ellipse equals 666. So there's your number and mark of the beast for the ellipse. So The fact that NASA said ellipse, right? Internet for the World Wide Web, 666, we've done this, right? So they're going to be opening a portal for demons, right? So I need to show you how. So an ellipse. So here's what an ellipse is. I have a video, but I just want to show you these images, right? And then we're going to get more into it. Look at some of the designs of what an ellipse does. There's the two focal points, right? That was just spoken of. There's your focal point 1, focal point 2. And here's the ellipse that's created, and sound will bounce between the focal points all around the ellipse, potentially opening a portal, especially when CERN is underground. So, boy, this is going to be hard to explain, but you gotta bear with me here because I'm about to prove that everything that NASA, CERN, this whole eclipse, everything that's happening, including the whole location and the state of emergency with Niagara Falls, is proven that they are doing a satanic magic ritual to possibly open up a portal using all of these entities. So yeah, an ellipse. So he definitely said ellipse. So here's all the equations for an ellipse. We have to look into Franz Barden because it shows you how to do the practice of magical evocation. So all the signs and symbols are there, which is why, because I've seen this book before, I've looked into it and practiced it. One of my most recent biggest sins, I guess, is practicing magic. There's no such thing as good intention. There's just magic and it's evil and not to be touched, right? So the fact that they're about to perform one of the biggest magic rituals on earth during this eclipse is crazy. Oh my God. So they just put a show on Netflix called Three Body Problem. I wonder what number that is. Double. Wow. I'm not even done finished yet. These guys. So again, NASA, it's sounding rockets. Okay. So the ellipse. Where's the video? Let's put this on.
If you just stick 2 pins into some cardboard like this, and then connect them with a string and trace it out, you get my favorite geometric shape, an ellipse. But there's something really special about these 2 pinholes. They're called the focus points, and any straight line you shoot out in any direction from one of the points will bounce off the wall of the ellipse and always hit the
Do you see that?
focus point. And you
Okay, I want to go back to that image. So this image, okay, let's play that again because it was really fast. So take this in.
just stick 2 pins into some cardboard like this, and then connect them with a string and trace it out, you get my favorite geometric shape, an ellipse. But there's something really special about these 2 pinholes. They're called the focus points, and any straight line you shoot out in any direction from one of the points will bounce off the wall of the ellipse and always hit the...
Okay, so you just said it. You said it looks like a Baphomet, right? Is it a sigil? Okay, now we're getting places. You guys are great. Just seeing it, right? It is a sigil. And look what sigil it looks like. It looks like Aleister Crowley's Thelema. You see that? So it's a unicursal hexagram. Do we not see universal hexagrams in this ellipse? Right? So in this ellipse, that's what it creates, right? So there's your Aleister Crowley and your Jack Parsons who went crazy and gave their whole life to Thelema in hopes that they could summon these demon entities, right? So obviously they've mastered the technique because Aleister Crowley was able to summon it, with just by himself. So now we're doing it on the worldwide massive scale with this eclipse, with NASA. And don't forget, CERN is powering up the Hadron Collider because they want to smash protons together. So with all of this happening, with NASA firing the sound rockets up there, which was going to create the ellipse to bounce off and create the sigil while CERN is spinning up and smashing protons, that's how they're going to open a portal, right? It's all coming together. Yes, the Lima, the Star of Lena, right? It's a sigil. So this is how they're going to summon and open up a portal with all these tools. Like, they've spent beyond trillions on this, and and this eclipse might not even be a real eclipse from the heavens. It could be one of their fake sun simulators. So I'm going to get onto it because I have the decodes that show that it could possibly be a whole setup because it's working out too perfect for them, right? So Monday, April 8, 2024 equals 666 in reverse satanic. Okay, so I have to put that in right now. Look it up on the gematria. Dark matter equals 666 in Sumerian. Yep, I just brought that up, Sensei. So yeah, if any of you have anything to add, throw it in there, because again, I am so unorganized with this. I've just been running around like a mad scientist, working on codes and watching this video and just taking it all in just to hear and get the sign. And then I heard what the director said. He said total solar eclipse, and that was the missing piece to this magic ritual that I couldn't prove that they were doing. Okay, so Sensei says put in Monday, April 8th, 2024. Sounding rockets, ellipse. So here's the ellipse sounding rockets in the calculator. There's your 322 for your skull and bones, and there's your 1092. So quickly, Sensei, before I jump into your decode, I need to finish up with this one because, like I said, and someone said it, I think Wendy said something about the 3 suns, because sun simulator equals 1092. The end of the world equals 1092. Lake of fire equals 1092. Beheaded equals 1092. Biblical prophecy equals 1092, right? There's your NASA, CERN, and tribulation. Just as I said, the end of the world is 1092. Sun simulator is 1092. So sun simulator is a match with sounding rockets and the Elipse, right? The Elipse sounding rockets that NASA is going to be firing at the eclipse to create an ellipse, which is going to make that oval, right? And it's going to have the focal points. So what are the 2 focal points? Is it the sun and the moon? Is it going to be the sun, the moon, and CERN? Right? Because something needs to bounce off of something. So is the ellipse going to bounce off of the protons that CERN is going to be smashing together, right? With the Hadron Collider. So things are going to be colliding, and this has never been seen or done before, which is possibly why they put Niagara into a state of emergency, because they know they have to and want to do this, whether they're doing it willingly or the dark forces have had control over them and their entire bloodline since the flood, right? So they know that whatever they do, they're going to be, everything's going to be out of their hands after it happens, because they are ushering in the Antichrist, the one world leader, right? And we already know what the one world religion is. We see people practicing it everywhere. Aleister Crowley's yoga and meditation, BS. Okay, so 1092, again, I'm going crazy here. Like, this is why it took me so long to get on, because it's like there's so many different potential and I need to cover them all, because I'm not one of these gullible fools that are going to go out there with their magic glasses and stare at it and be like, yay. No, I'm like, is that the real sun? Is that the real moon? Right? Is this a biblical prophecy, a revelation? Is this a sign from the heavens, or is this Satan's manipulation? Because I have seen with my own eyes the fake sun simulator and the 2 of them. So I'm guessing that they could change them, one to look like the sun and the moon, right? So they could be making their own satanic ritual eclipse with these, so yep, China made a sun. They launched it in 2020. I've shared that video. My accounts all got taken down because in 2020, I was out there exposing and I showed you them running 5G. Not only did they put the 5G towers up, they dug them underground. So I know there's videos of people out there burning up the 5G towers. Even if the towers are down, they're still going to function because I saw them drill dig up the whole streets, which is why everyone was in lockdown, but I was out there. They couldn't stop me. And I watched them all over the city run 5G and all this crazy technology underground and cement it over, right? So keep that in mind. If the Great Tribulation gets triggered off and we're in the world end times war and people are out there trying to take down the 5Gs, remember, we got to get underground and tear it apart from there too. Okay. There's so much to go over. Yeah, they launched it. Flat Earth. So again, the ellipse. So again, this proves flat Earth and the dome. I see Wendy talking about aliens are involved with this, which are the fallen angels. So could this be a time where they use blue beam again? Like, could it be real demons that come through a portal if a portal is opened? And I'm telling you, the best place for a portal to be open for this magic ritual is Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Why? Because, like I said, if you look at the books I showed you, right here, where are they? I got the book up somewhere. So Franz Barden, Initiation into Hermetics and the Practice of Magical Evocation. So in this books by this Mason, because they're all satanic Masons, it tells you how to perform a magical evocation, right? It has names, it has sigils of all the demons, right? And it tells you that you need a high priestess, so you need magic circle, you need a fluid condenser, you need water, right? Which is why these kind of magic rituals took place in the pyramids, right? So they have the charges from the astral plane, from the firmament and the light, which is why the pyramids line up with the stars. And then they have the underground tunnels and the whole way the pyramids is all to do with the ritual. And they're doing it like we've never seen before because now they have the technology and AI, right? So they have help. All of this that's happening is not man-made. There is serious demonic entities involved with all of these rituals now. So Niagara Falls is going to be probably the best fluid condenser on Earth, right? Niagara Falls is known as one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's the biggest, most powerful waterfall. I'm going to show you a video because I'm close to Niagara. I will be there. I am hoping that something happens. I don't want to go and travel just to be around 1 million people, see an eclipse of 4 minutes, and that's it. I need to know that we're in the end times, and I'm sure all of you do too. So Niagara Falls, where's the video I have? Okay, it's muted because I don't want to mess up with the sound. So check out this footage here that I've done at Niagara Falls. This is my own video. Just watch the beginning here. So this is Niagara Falls. Look at the building. So that's a fallen angel building. That is not a human building that sits there right on the edge of Niagara Falls. So it's Tartarian, it's whatever you want to call it, but it looks like all the other buildings I've been showing you across the earth that look like palaces, museums, galleries, libraries, banks, train stations, right? So watch this. So again, Niagara Falls, Canada. And this building is right on the edge of Niagara Falls. And you can see it's very old, it's very weathered. It looks like it's been underwater. I think humans have etched into the top here, electrical development company. So it's an electrical development building, so they say, right? But yes, it is, because right here, as you see me fly over this very ancient, I'm telling you, this building was here before the flood, right? As I fly, that's me there giving a speech at Niagara Falls. I'm looking forward to getting back there. So look, this is Niagara Falls, right? That building is right on the edge, and it's an electrical development building because the power of the falls, when it falls off there and falls into the rocks, it generates electricity, right? So It generates, I've seen, if you go by the falls there, and your hair will stand up from all the static electricity. So again, that would be the perfect spot as we go over the falls here, right? So that would be the perfect spot to have a ritual happen with the fluid condenser. Imagine having Niagara Falls as a fluid condenser, right? That is insane. So there's your electricity. So I showed you the fallen angel building that was right on the edge of the falls, right? And where is the best place to watch this total solar eclipse slash ellipse is going to be in Niagara, which is why it's in a state of emergency, which is why there's millions flocking there like they've never seen before. Yeah, it's a power generation station, right? So it generates power, electricity. So crazy. And for magic rituals, this is perfect. So there's your power, your electricity, right? From the water, your fluid condenser that's going to be running and generating this. So as the sun and the moon are eclipsing, creating the darkness, right? CERN is going to be hydro colliding, right? They're going to be colliding hadrons, boom, 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 protons, neutrons, right? So there's going to be the darkness, the sun, the moon. NASA's going to be firing the sound rockets. 3 of them are going to go up from NASA, right? Boom, boom, boom. It's sounding. So it's going to make the sound, some kind of frequency or something. It's going to create the ellipse, right? So the ellipse is going to be right around the focal point, one of the focal points, the eclipse, sun and moon, right? Bear with me here. They're going to summon something. Whether we're going to physically see a portal just rip open into the skies and see friggin' demons come out. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying ritualistically, this is how you summon entities. And the only entities you can summon are fallen angels. Those are the demons, right? There's no other monsters under your bed. If there is a monster under your bed, it's a fallen angel demon, right? There's no aliens. There's nothing else, right? Okay. Everyone's talking about this electroporation, right? A lot of celebrity sacrifices are connected to the eclipse. Yes, Matthew Perry in the beginning of the year, some kind of blood moon eclipse. I have the decodes. Let me bring it up quickly. Seeing as you want to mention that. Okay, Matthew Perry. So we got the sun simulator, the 1092's ellipse. Let's see. Matthew Perry. So Matthew Perry had some flood gematria, 1656. So yeah, he died on the curse of the blood full moon. Killers of the Flower Moon, 1656. He also said he had sudden adult death syndrome, which is 1656. Matthew Perry drowning is 1656, right? It's right here. In the hot tub, there's the water, there's the moon, right? That was the last picture that was posted. So it had more days of Noah, end times rituals happening here, right? And there's just 1656, which is the year of the Great Flood. That's the year since the beginning, since Adam and Eve, day one, creation of time. It was the year 1656 when the heavens, the windows of the heavens opened up and the fountains of the deep flooded this earth to reset it and cleanse it of all the sin, right? So state of emergency in Niagara, tribulation 846. Okay, I wanted to play some of this. I don't want to get copywritten on this video. So I'm going to play the sound. We're going to talk about it, right? Unless someone wanted to see something. I see they can do this if you are inside. If they run a certain frequency, we can all be axed, right? Jabbed. So the frequency is 1050, by the way. I've gone over the frequency. So if I've never shown it to you, I see. So Sensei says, especially the creator of Dragon Ball's death was before the close, and he dies in the year of the dragon. Okay, before I go on, I need to get his decode out. Portal for demons, remember, so portal for demons is 666. So the sounding rockets eclipse, so we're looking at reverse satanic. So April 8th, 2024. what did you tell me to put into the calculator? It was Sensei. Oh, you guys have been talking a lot. Sorry if I haven't seen. Oh, Monday, April 8th. So I need to add Monday, April 8th, 2024. So thank you for this decode, Sensei Santana. I'm doing it right now for all to see. Let me just take this off so it doesn't confuse people. Okay, so Monday, April 8th, 2024. Okay. That's a serious decode, bro. Yeah. Oh. Like I said, I just keep finding stuff. I'm so unorganized. I feel like a mad scientist just grabbing things and being like, holy moly, how do I show this and display it and present it, right? This is the only way that how can this be, right? People think we just sit here and make numbers up and letters and words to suit our own needs. How am I creating this to suit my own need? I didn't even know this existed. I've seen other things, right? So thank you, Sensei. This just proves that it's all here and it's easy. He just put in the date, Monday, April 8th, 2024. There's no gematria manipulation. He's not making the letters sound. It's the way it's written, and it equals 666. Now, again, I wanted to show you. I had it in a video another day, so that's ridiculous. These things are starting to really, that's incredible stuff. It's incredible. It's a crazy finding. It's absolutely insane. Like, things like this bug me because not because I didn't find it, it's because it's there. I know that, this is crazy. And people, that isn't what I see. Now I'm so confused. I'm going to do it again. Julie DeMar. So again, this is the reverse satanic gematria cipher. When people think of gematria, they think just A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. No, gematria has forwards, it has reverse. There's different ciphers, right, with different numerologies and ways to count, like the Fibonacci sequence, right? So the Jewish sequence. Thank you, Love Butterfly says, you're doing very well. It all makes sense. Yeah, it's always made sense to me, but being able to prove it is just next level, right? And I feel like you're never going to be able to prove something like this, like magic and rituals, no matter what you tell or show people or decode for people and show them the numbers or show them the Bible verses for that matter, right? Because it says in Revelation, which I always have right up. So let's bring up Revelation here. And that was what I wanted to go over. Revelation has 22 chapters, right? If you add up the letters in the whole book of Revelation, it will equal to 48,240 letters. If you drop the 0, you get 4,824. That is 4824, which is the date of the eclipse. 4824. So I did put that in another video. I'm going to try and bring that up quickly. Thank you, Shannon Mona. Says, happy Resurrection Week. Yes. God bless you. It's good to see you. Yeah. Puff Daddy has tunnels underneath his house. They do rituals and all types of stuff inside them tunnels. Yes. Known about this since the 90s, actually. Like, all these, you heard the stories, and it was always there because they always have to reveal it. So Julie, let me know if you've put it in the calculator again and we're able to see it. So again, Revelation 13:18, it speaks of the number of the beast. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So there's your portal for demons that they're going to be opening up on Monday, April 8th, 2024. Electroporation equals. Electroporation. Let me get to one of these. Was that right? Hopefully I... Oh, okay. So electroporation is the mark of the beast. So instantly, I don't know if anyone else sees it. Let me just make sure I spelt that correct. So we're going to base Sumerians. So this is it. So in the Sumerian cipher, 1116 is a number of the beast. Electroporation. That's your son's birthday. What, November 16th, 1116? She says, oh my God, I knew it. Yeah, share whatever you can. That would be amazing. So Illuminati equals 48, yes. Okay, so electroporation. So I'm telling you, I see that 1116 is also mark of beast. There. So mark of beast is 666 and 1116. That's why I said that, right? So I wanted to play this video. I'm going to take it off the screen because I don't want to get copywritten, but we're going to try and listen to it. Icy's going to be sharing a link for you folks in the chats. So save that link. I'll be sure to try and share it if I can. Yeah, Julie DeMar says goosebumps. That's what I'm saying. I'm just sitting here and feeling all just, it's like in a daze, like someone just hit you and then you're seeing stars spinning around your head. I'm just like, wow. Monday, April 8th, 2024. Everything is pointing to that date. The whole book of Revelation letter count says 4824. Even Aleister Crowley's name was signed Baphomet, and it equals 2024. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. I need to play this video. It's really interesting. So where is it? Starts about here.
At least twice as deep and measure nearly 91 kilometers. That's a decade. It's made some important discoveries, such as a particle called the Higgs boson. This is one of the detectors that discovered the Higgs 12 years ago. It was an incredible scientific achievement. But the LHC was built to do much more than that.
Yeah.
It was supposed to discover brand new particles that would change the theory of physics. It hasn't. So in that sense, it's failed. And that's why they need a larger machine. The plan is to build what's called the FCC, the Future Circular Collider, next to the existing accelerator. It'll be at least twice as deep and measure nearly 91 kilometers. That's around 56 miles.
Wow, so it's underground. So keep that in mind. So they have the fluid condenser from Niagara Falls. They have the sound Elipse from NASA's 3 sounding rockets, right? They're going to have the darkness from the sun and the moon colliding. And they're going to have the Hadron Collider, which is 91 kilometers underground. Like, no, that can't be right. But yeah, it's right there. It's deep underground. And they're going to be building a bigger one.
Particles will travel much further than they currently do. They're pulsed by an electric field and stronger magnets, which make the particles collide with much greater force and hopefully revealing far more.
But it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians, I know some, they're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. Physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified to beings coming in and out of portals.
Listen.
Yes. And
sort
they
of
were
beings?
saying, I mean, I met them at a dinner, and there were two of them, and both said that yes, they have, you know, secondhand proof that the people who you know, they're dealing with the boson of Higgs and the subatomic things. So they have apparently in the bottom of the stern this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions. You know, we know the time space, you know, the tri-dimensional X, Y, Z in a graphic. But then you have more dimensions, and they are playing with that. They're using that, and we're a group, and they had a being. They did not tell me more. Who came that doesn't resemble a human, and then they had another one, and they have a proof because they left a scarf. They left the scarf, and now when you look at what is going on in the stern, there is a fight from some of the military agencies, intel. They say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time.
You're going to so much effort digging.
They're trying to change time. I wonder why they're trying to do that. Is that because of Bible prophecy? Back to Matthew. I always get this mixed up, the 22 and the 24, but I got it right this time. So Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And I've already explained for years now that we have lost a third of time, at least 8 hours per day, which is why the years. Imagine if you lose a third of time, so that's 8 hours per day. So now we're living 16-hour days as opposed to the 24-hour days we grew up in, right? But it still registers as 24-hour days. So to substitute the lost time, the seconds speed up. So instead of 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, Mississippi, 4, those were seconds when I was a kid. It was slow. Time took forever to pass by. 10 minutes took forever, right? Nowadays, like 3 hours goes by like that. 4 hours, you scroll your phone, right? We lost time, and CERN knows that. They're out of time, which is why all these rituals are happening.
These tunnels, spending so much money to smash particles together. And so what's the point?
Scientific exploration, I think.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, Julie's having an issue here. What's going on, Julie? I still don't see what you showed. Is your search wrong? The gematria. So which codes are you trying to put into the calculator and having trouble with? So Ditya, yeah. So Ditya knows what's up. You were the first person to recognize the sigil and the ellipse, time, Chronos, Saturn. Yes. I'm waiting for Julie to just let me know if she needs help with something. That isn't what I see. Now I'm going to do it again. So, so Love Butterfly is saying that I think we are living in the past and all the things that are coming up has already happened. What do you guys all think? I'm just throwing it out there. No, that feeling of living in the past is because everything that's happening has already happened before, right? It says it in the Bible. Just as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man, right? Okay, I'm going to show Julie quickly the decode. You have to put 8. So you forgot to put the TH after 8. And remember, there's many ciphers. So make sure you have the reverse satanic cipher clicked on. And then you could update it. And it will show Monday, April 8th with the TH 2024 equals 666.
it's almost like asking, what's the
Oh
point of
boy,
art
sorry.
or music? I think humans have this.
I didn't even have the screen shared. Just for Julie quickly. Monday, April 8th with the TH 2024 is 666. Yep, Karen Michelle says time has sped up. It's sped up probably December 21st, 2012, which was the end of the Mayan calendar, if people remember that. Time seemed normal up until 2012. I remember still having days where I'd get bored and I'd have to find something to do because there was so much time. I don't have that issue anymore, right? I'm sure no one does. We're all fighting for more time. There's no time for anything. You're welcome, Julie. Thank you to Sensei for that decode. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to make sure the whole world sees it this week, right? So it would help if everyone could share all of this out. So Turan Agpoa says, mind blowing, Toran. Yes, it is. So please share this out. This is a collective group effort here from Crusaders of the Resistance. Not all of this is just me, but like I said, we use the Holy Bible and everything to prove what's going on. And everything they're doing is to fight God and Bible prophecy.
They're trying to change time.
You're going to so much effort digging all these tunnels, spending so much money to smash particles together. And so what's the point?
Scientific exploration. I think it's almost like asking, what's the point of art or music? I think humans have this curiosity of finding what's out there and how does the world around you work? And FCC will help us answer some of those questions.
The countdown is on to a once-in-a-lifetime total eclipse.
The total eclipse takes place on April 8th at 3:20 p.m. Our world will plunge into the eerie, mysterious, wonderful darkness that is totality.
We are, in fact, the only planet that has a moon just the right size to block out the sun.
But also a few other planets are going to be visible during this time. A few that we're obviously used to seeing. So once that becomes complete totality, becomes darkness, you're going to have Venus, which again, we see a decent amount of times, Jupiter as well.
This is 12P, which is the Pons-Brooks Comet. It comes around every 71 years. Now, the reason that you might be able to see this with the naked eye versus just a telescope is because this comet is known for flare-ups. Oh. It's basically a ball of dirt and ice. So chunks of it routinely break off, and it causes a much brighter flare as it's traveling across the night sky. It actually, because of the way it's shaped right now, it looks like it has devil horns because the way chunks have broken off, so it's nicknamed the Millennium Falcon. And so if we're lucky enough to get clear skies, the eclipse, and one of those chunks breaking off, you might get to see that comet as well.
With 13 states across the country in the path of totality.
According to NASA, the Great North American Eclipse will stretch from Mexico to Canada and last anywhere from 3.5 to 4 minutes.
When the corona comes out and it goes total, it's like this eyeball looking at you from space, because the sun, instead of being bright, is dark, and it has this white halo around it, and it's like somebody's eye looking down at you.
We're going to be live on TV here on ABC.
4 minutes long, so you'll get the
totality.
The whole spiritual
experience. I'm looking forward to it.
If you miss it this time around, the next full solar eclipse in the U.S. from coast to coast won't happen until 2045.
It's a real visceral experience, and the whole anticipation.
The first stage of the new collider won't be fully operational until 2045.
Why is Geneva of such significance? Because you've got the World Health Organization, all these meetings in Geneva. You've got CERN in Geneva, Davos, Switzerland. Why is Geneva so significant?
Yeah, I would say Switzerland is very significant in general, but because of our neutrality, there could be many factors. So I could take it at different levels. So geopolitically, the fact that Switzerland is a nice country of peasants, former mercenaries, historically, and they're nice, they look, they're compliant, they're neutral normally. That's one. But actually, the other one is the banking system, secret banking system still to this day. They can put all the money they want. The immunity is another one, geopolitically. As the scientists open, you do hypothesis because that's how you build an open reality, because otherwise you miss the point. It makes sense because they're all here. So it's the World Economic Forum is just opposite the UN. The UN is 10 minutes by car to the CERN. Then you have all the sports association, FIFA, UEFA, also at 10.
Wow. Did you hear what she just said? So that was a good question asked by the woman on the left. Basically said, what is the deal with Switzerland? Why is all of these powerful entities in Geneva, Davos? So CERN is in Switzerland. The World Economic Forum is right there in Davos, Switzerland. She even said the FIFA, the football federation, right there for the world soccer, right, is right there in Switzerland too, right? Plus all the banking, that's where they hide all the money. So all the assets is going to be hidden well in Switzerland if anything were to happen and the New World Order was to go full digital currency. So again, they are not 100% sure of what's going to happen because they know that these entities that they are slaves to are manipulating and lying to them. And they know that as soon as they perform this task and open up this portal, that everything's going to be out of their hands. It is fine. It's going to be out. It's been out of humanity's hands for a long time. The only hands it's been in has been evil hands of man. But that is finally coming to an end. The world is seriously going to be fully under control by demonic fallen angel entities yet again for the Great Tribulation. I'm rewinding, but y'all don't think this is the no, no rapture talk here. I don't set dates for rapture. I'm here for the war, which means I plan to be here until Jesus comes. So we are the crusaders of the resistance. We're proving Bible prophecy. No one is going anywhere. No one knows the hour, the day, the time, not even the angels in heaven, as opposed to the fall. No one knows, right? But we will know the season. So I am hoping this eclipse or whatever magic ritual they are doing that needs all of them, I'm hoping this will be the beginning of the end times war. Then we'll know pretty much where we either have 7 years, 3 years, 4 years. We'll know we're in the end time season, right? So thank you, Hobby Homestead. Says, no man knows the hour. I'm thinking new Masonic world order will be ushered in April 8th. Okay, that is perfect that you just brought that up because no one wants to bring up the Freemasons. Everyone wants to talk about the eclipse. It's going over 7 cities named Nineveh, just like in the Bible, in the book of Jonah, and it's going over rapture and ark, okay? But what about the Freemasonic lodges named Palestine, also on the total solar path, right? So all these videos that people are putting out there, spreading all this fear for the eclipse, none of them are talking about the lodges because most of these people are Freemasons, right? The Masons aren't going to tell you. And Niagara Falls, I said, is going to be one of the best places to see it because that's where the falls is, the electro fluid condenser, and it's at the US border too. So on the run up to Niagara Falls, not even from Toronto, let's just say from Mississauga, right? From Mississauga through Oakville, through Burlington, through Hamilton, through Grimsby, through Pelham, right? Son of Noah Ham, Pelham, St. Catharines, all the way to Niagara. There are 25 Freemasonic lodges in such a short distance that I can drive from Mississauga to Niagara in half an hour on an empty day or less. Why are there 25 Masonic lodges? And then you cross the border into Buffalo, and then there's 50 of them, right? Why aren't people mentioning the Masons? Is it because your dad's a Freemason, your brother's a Freemason, your husband's a Freemason, your granddaddy? So everyone knows a Freemason, and it's time people stop defending and sticking up for them and letting them do their satanic rituals in the lodges, because they are the ones doing the sex trafficking, right? There's only one way and reason they have 50 Masonic lodges in Buffalo, New York, which is a bomb town state, right? And then right across, you got another 25 all spaced across the highway that lead into the cities. They are trafficking blood, children, sex trafficking. It's going through the Mason lodges. So if you know Freemasons and you think they're good people and they have a good job and they're doing good things, they are the evil that need to be exposed, and why everything is able to happen all over the world, right? Damn fools. Freemasons. Stop worshiping this cult. They are the reason that we have Sodom and Gomorrah and drag queens in schools and everything, right? Yeah, the eclipse is passing over 7 cities named Nineveh. But what about, I'll bring up the lodges. There are 7 to 8 Masonic lodges on the path of the solar eclipse, and they're named Palestine Lodge, right? In America. Ridiculous. Everyone's sticking up for the Freemasons. Am I the only truther in the community that is not a controlled opposition, Freemason, Jesuit, satanic fool puppet? Right? These people have been trying to buy me since I was a child in England. Not going to happen. Yep, the X is going to be over Little Egypt. Okay, I need to find these lodges named Palestine Lodge because I'm the only one that wants to talk about it. So I wonder what the Masons are going to be doing on the lodges, right? Palestine Lodge, America, Masonic lodges. Anyway, I have the images, or they're all on my Facebook. Just type in Freemason and you'll be able to see everything. Also, okay, forget that. Let me go back. Aleister Crowley. We're going to talk about the most wickedest man in the world, right? Aleister Crowley, he bought a house in Hebron, New Hampshire. Guess where that is on the map? It's on the path of the total solar eclipse. So this guy knew about this 120 years before it happened. So he retired, bought a retirement home in Hebron, New Hampshire, which is in the United States, and it's right on the edge of the solar eclipse path as it comes up, right? That's where he did rituals, right there, just south of Montreal, right? So Karen Michelle says, I see who they are. Took 3 years, but now I see. It's all of them. Freemasons, they're all scammers, right? They're all grifters. They steal all the money. They steal people's initiatives. They silence people. They're the worst, right? So you've seen it firsthand. I definitely know I've seen it firsthand. I've challenged them. I've called them out. I've called so many out that they're now exposing themselves. Like this one clown, right? They think that, oh, if I expose myself, then it's better than being exposed. So these people are dirtbags, right? Watch out for the Freemasons, and people that are not exposing Freemasons are defending Freemasons, which means they're defending child sex traffickers, right? There are 7 cities called Nineveh within a 150-mile radius of the eclipse, 2 in the totality. Yes, Hobby. Also, Hobby, look for the Masonic lodges named Palestine. They are also on the path of totality. Can other people, okay, I need to bring this up because I'm going to get angry now because I have a short temper and all this stuff is just driving me crazy because now we have proof in front of us, right? Okay, hold on. I need to end this damn thing. Hopefully everyone on the Instagram is watching on YouTube. So let me end the live on Instagram. I'm not going to share it. Okay, I need to find this image and bring it up right away because this video needs to have it. So favorites. Okay, so where's the Palestine lodges? Okay. It's a bunch of Salems too. Yep, Salem. Masons run most of the churches. Exactly. Okay, So keep it up, keep sharing everything while I bring up the rest of some more exposing of these damn Masons, right? And the cities and Aleister Crowley's house, which is also on the path of totality. So I don't know why. Did I find it? Yeah, I have it right here. Okay, so let me, Palestine. It is on my Facebook. It should be there. Okay. Facebook, Palestine. Let me see what comes up. Okay, it is on here. Okay, great. Check this out. So here is a post made by my buddy Daniel Taylor. You can find him on Facebook. Does some amazing decodes. So there's the eclipse from August 21st, 2017. And there's the current eclipse happening in just hours time, Monday, April 8th, 2024. There's Nineveh, Texas, Nineveh, Indiana, Nineveh Township, Ohio, Nineveh, Pennsylvania, Nineveh, New York, Nineveh, Nova Scotia. So there's even a Nineveh in Canada. So here's the Bible verses to go with this. Matthew 12:39. But he answered and said unto them, an evil, an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas, right? Exodus 4:8, which is April 8, 4:8, and it shall come to pass, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, they will believe the voice of the latter sign. So the first sign and the latter sign. And as you can see, Exodus 4:8 is April 8 with your 4:8. So on this map, it shows the path of totality is going, shows Nineveh, it shows all of them are in the path, right? So I guess each map's going to differ, but you get the drift, right? And no one knows how wide or the totality is going to be. Maybe they do, but we're not sure what it's going to cover. And here's Masonic lodges now. Just on the east coast of America, these are Freemason lodges and temples across eastern United States, and every single one of them are called Palestine. And if you notice, these three right here, there's one by Dallas, there's this New Palestine Lodge here, number 404, Palestine Lodge over here, this one here. So there's at least 4 of them that are going to be going through or sitting right here through the path of totality on Monday, April 8th. This one was in the 2017 eclipse. So this one, this Palestine 486 Lodge in Georgia, Alabama area, that was part of the 2017 eclipse. So we got 4 Palestine lodges. We got Palestine Lodge 357. We got Palestine Lodge 404, and there's a Masonic lodge here, all in the path of totality, right? Okay, I needed, where's this guy's house now? Did I save it? How do I bring it up? Okay, let me bring up Aleister Crowley's house, because his house is also in the total path, right? Oh, bloody hell. Too much clicking. Okay. I got it. I'm bringing it up right now. So here's another map you should be looking at. So where you see Aleister Crowley circled here, that's pretty much where his property is in Hebron, New Hampshire, right there on the cusp or the edge or in it. I'm not exactly sure because this map might show the total path of the eclipse differently to others, but I'm pretty sure that if Aleister Crowley bought a house right here in Hebron, New Hampshire, that it's going to be in the path of totality, because he was already communicating with fallen angel demons. So he probably knew that that would be the perfect spot to buy his retirement home or house where he does rituals, right? So it's right there. He also was the owner of the Boleskine house. So Aleister Crowley is pretty much, Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons are pretty much the 2 main characters that started this ritual. They are the founding fathers of NASA, right? But because of their involvement in the occult, their names have kind of been removed from that, glory of being to say, I'm one of the founding fathers, right? But that got taken from them because of their involvement in magic. And NASA doesn't want you to know that everything they do is ceremonial magic, right? Ritual magic. They wanted to separate themselves from the magicians that founded the rocket science and NASA and this whole everything that's going on. And that's where we are. So he has a house right there. What is my suggestion on being prepared for this day? I can't really suggest. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. What I can hope is going to happen is that we get confirmed that we're in the biblical end of days. That's all I want to know. And I want to go to war, but I'm a man and I was born for this, right? So I don't expect everyone to be there getting excited over this. This is something, this could be very scary, right? But I need to know that I didn't dedicate my whole life to the biblical end of days. And this is it, right? So I want to go to war. I'm ready to take on whatever evil comes into this earth, right? I'm ready to help and protect all those that have no idea what is going on, right? There's too many different levels of intelligence on this earth right now, and knowledge and spirituality, right? So from this eclipse, there's someone like me that's saying this is a magic ritual. Like demons are going to come through a portal. We got the horn devil comet. We got too much stuff going on. There is a lodge in Streetsville. Yeah. Karen, I lived right down the street from that lodge, right? I had friends from that lodge that tried to drag me there. They tried to poison me with food from there, and I wasn't having it. I don't take handouts from satanic masons. I already knew that they're all in the lodge doing homosexual activity because that's part of the ritual. It's sex magic. Aleister Crowley did it. Jack Parsons did it. So Jack Parsons, let me bring up Jack. I'm not saying as we're talking about Jack Parsons. You guys need to know what NASA is. NASA was founded by ceremonial magicians. And because they want to separate and hide the fact that they're doing magic, they pretty much almost erased Crowley and Parsons out of NASA's founding. But it's okay to have Disney and a Nazi from Operation Paperclip, right? So they have no shame, these people, right? You do the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Hobby Homestead. So this is, I think you're messaging IC and saying NASA named their sounding rockets after APEP, an Egyptian serpent deity. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Again, like I said, too many things. What the horn devil and the sounding rockets. So the sounding rockets, which I started to show off with, is going to create the Elipse. And that's what the NASA director said they're doing, is an ellipse. An ellipse equals 666, and they're naming it serpent deity, right? Are they bringing in a serpent deity through this ellipse, the portal that they're going to open? So you came late. Sorry if you've already discussed. I will rewind later. Yeah, definitely. The best part was in the beginning, speaking of the ellipse, right? Disney also founded NASA. Yep, Walt Disney. So Walt Disney, magicians. So let me show you. Disney, NASA. So Carmen is here. I appreciate you being here. Glad that I can drink some of this. Keep choking up. So magicians founded NASA. And the whole rocket science, it was all magicians. But they pushed their limits, right? So Jack Parsons was doing magic. It was broke. And he finally built a powerful rocket engine back in the 40s, right? And then, or the 30s, 40s, so long before NASA and all this rocket stuff, he built the first rocket, and the government contacted him and hired him. So he was working for the government, right? Before NASA. So they pretty much, the government had access to all of Jack Parsons' work. But little did they know that he was leading a double life, and he was friends with none other, Aleister Crowley. So these two were they're Masons, right? Freemasons. They were getting together. So Jack Parsons was working a good job, making good money, was working for the government, building rocket engines, bought a mansion, good friends with Aleister Crowley, brought him in too, right? So Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, Walt Disney, Werner Van Braun, right? All of them had something to do with it. And sorry, Love Butterfly saying, are you going to be live, Niagara? Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I want to be face to face, and I want to be the first person there to greet whatever comes through any satanic portal they open up. I will be there and be like, not today, Satan. Not today. You are not coming and having an easy run of the mill in this realm without war, right? We're going to go to war with the devil and his army in this world. Will this be live recorded? I have an appointment. Don't want to miss the end. Thank you so much, Nico. Yeah, this live is going to be recorded, posted everywhere. YouTube is the main place to watch this. I think it shares to Rumble as well, so my accounts are connected. So whatever gets deleted off YouTube is still up on Rumble. I think BitChute, I have to manually post, and like I ain't got no time for all this posting. I don't have time to edit videos. That's why I do everything live. I don't even have time to prepare it and put it all together. It's like once I get it and understand it and know it, I'm like, I gotta tell everyone, go live, and get all my thoughts into one video, and that's it. And move on, because there's no time. Even CERN, they're spending trillions to try and find time with their portals. That's what they say. They know they ain't got time. They know they're not going to find time because only God is the master of all of that. So they're looking for the demons to come in now to hurry up. You just gave me chills. Are they bringing in the serpent deity or attempting to bring in some sick ritual? That's what I'm saying. If we're in Revelation, they're going to be bringing in their one world leader, their antichrist, whether it's going to be the human hybrid of Obama, Baphomet, right? We don't know. I'm not saying rapture hasn't been in my vocabulary for a while now, so I'm not saying anyone's going to escape anything, and I'm not saying anything dangerous is going to happen. Just like with the Super Bowl, and everyone's freaking out, oh, they're going to do the Super Bowl ritual. I told you. I said, this team is going to win. It's a new dynasty, right? I says, Usher's performance is going to be mediocre and boring. The game's going to be so boring and scripted. It's going to be a boring show, but the ritual will happen and the world will instantly change after that happens, right? And then we start to live and feel the effect. It's not going to be an instant slap in your face effect. Like with the eclipse, people are like, oh my God, something's going to happen. We're going to see the rockets. There's going to be a big explosion. And then, no, we're not going to see anything. The ritual is going to take place as planned, without hiccup, without anything getting in the way. Everyone's going to see it. Everyone's going to be like, ooh, ah, you know, and it's going to seem normal. But everything after that will change. And like I said, after the CERN turned on the first time, AI became self-aware. They impregnated demons into the World Wide Web, the internet, which is why computer and internet equals 666, right? Let me get these lodges off the screen. Okay, did I go over everything? So let me quickly give a rundown. The decodes, we're going to try and go over it because it's a lot to take in. So Aleister Crowley, one of the founding fathers, with his buddy Jack Parsons. Where's Jackie? Did I bring him up? Bloody hell. Okay, Jack Parsons. We got Ron Hubbard. All these guys are friends, know each other. Yeah, this is Jack Parsons right here. So there's Jack Parsons. So Jack Parsons, October 1914 to 1952. He died at 37, young, because he blew himself up with a rocket, right? So yeah, pretty much. Occupations: rocket engineer, scientist, businessman, occultist, right? So he was friends with, that's why it has Aleister Crowley's Thelema here, because they were in it together. Yeah, they perform all kinds of satanic ritual these people did, right? So there's your Parsons, there's your Aleister Crowley Baphomet 2024. We got a Niagara Eclipse is 726. a Niagara eclipse equals 726, which is also Antichrist in the reverse, is it? Oh, yes, in the same cipher. So Antichrist equals 726. Let me just make sure you guys can all see that. Antichrist, 726. A Niagara eclipse is 726, right? So they could be ushering in the Antichrist, with NASA launching the sounding rockets into moon's shadow during the solar eclipse. So I told you that the sounding rockets are going to create an ellipse. So we're going to go back to ellipse quickly because they're going to be creating a sigil in the sky for this ellipse. So here's the Franz Barden, look, ellipsis rare books, ellipse.
Some cardboard like this, and then connect them with a string and trace it out, you get my favorite geometric shape, an ellipse. But there's something really special about these two pinholes. They're called the focus points, and any straight line you shoot out in any direction from one of the points will bounce off the wall of the ellipse and always hit the
There's the
other
sigil.
focus point. And here's proof, because I've got a laser pointer at one focus point, a ball of wax at the other, and a mirrored surface all along the interior wall. And now you can see no matter which way I point the laser, it always bounces off and lights up the wax. But here's the really cool part. If you build an actual full-size room in the shape of an ellipse and then you stand at one focus point, you can hear even the faintest whisper from anyone standing at the other focus point, even hundreds of feet away, because all the sound waves bounce right back to your ear.
Unbelievable. Now look at this. This is why it's important to understand the world we live in. This can only take place on a flat Earth, right? With a dome covering us. They all know this. Billionaires are building bunkers, not spaceships, right? Because there's nowhere to go. They need to stay here. No one is escaping this. So right now, what an ellipse is, it shows you, and in a closed system, so imagine the world now, it's flat, everyone's on the same level. So when this eclipse happens, there's no one going to be under it, upside down on a ball. Everyone's on the level playing field, right? It has to be a level playing field for this to work. Now you see that in this ellipse shape, like the Earth is round and then the dome. So imagine the dome now. That's where they're going to be bouncing the sound off of the firmament. The firmament, right? Like when you hear thunder, you hear the echo from the lightning. You see the lightning first because light travels faster than sound. And then you hear the boom and the echo. And that's echoing off, not from the ball of space. That wouldn't echo. It echoes because we're in an enclosed system. So the firmament, that's what the sound echoes off. The firmament's closer than we think it is, right? So when this eclipse happens now, whether it's the real sun or a fake sun simulator, they're going to be performing this magic ritual. That's why NASA is sending up the serpent deity, their 3 sounding rockets. That's why they're called sounding rockets, because they need the sound to bounce off of the firmament in the ellipse for the eclipse, as CERN is underground smashing freaking protons and colliding things together, right? This is how they're going to rip something in the atmosphere to open the portal, right? As you saw the sigil, right? The sound will bounce off of the focal points and it will create like a freaking pentagram in the sky or something, right? A gigantic pentagram through the sounding rockets, bouncing off the firmament through an ellipse while CERN is colliding, right? And you're telling me they're not going to summon evil into this world? And that's why Niagara is under a state of emergency, because they know that once they successfully complete this mission, whatever happens, happens, right? Okay. Ellipse. And that is why I'm so stressed about this ellipse, because the director of NASA said total solar ellipse. He either was supposed to say it or slipped up. He never corrected himself, but he said it's going to be an ellipse. Portal for demons equals 666, right? Where's ellipse? The AWAS from eclipse doesn't really equal anything, but ellipse equals 666. No wonder they can hear everything you say through your phone, and it just suddenly pops up on your feed. Crazy. Yeah, they're listening, and sometimes, like I said, you don't even have to say anything. I have tested it out. I've been able to just think things in my mind and then open the phone and it still pops up. The technology is possessed by fallen angel demons. That's the only way this is possible. And the technology wasn't like this before CERN switched on in 2022. Before that, AI was just a gimmick. It was just Siri, Alexa, do this, say this, and we'd laugh at it. Now the stuff is listening and collecting data and reading our minds and predicting what we're going to do next. It's insane. And if the world is already insane after the first time CERN turned on, the world's going to be irreversible after Monday, the 8th of April, right? I've been watching videos of sounds in the sky only in the US, I think. I do not understand these scary sounds. I think I've heard something like that. It's really hard to believe certain things. Some of the sounds I'm interested in is the river Euphrates is drying up. The river Euphrates is biblical prophecy. The fact that it's drying up is alarming because the fallen angels are imprisoned under the river Euphrates. And now that river has dried up, people have gone and explored it, and they've heard sounds and screaming, like a monster screeching underground. So they found caves. Military is now swarmed all over the river Euphrates and found caves. Stuff is being unraveled. And the fact that they're opening portals and doing all of these rituals, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see demons or fallen angels return and see AI go full on God mode, right? So, yeah, sun's starting up. They're all starting up. It's all of them. It's tribulation. I'm telling you, we're going into great tribulation, right? Because look at this. Tribulation equals 846. NASA CERN equals 846, right? This is all part of tribulation, and it all goes back to September 11th. The first bomb went off in the South Tower at 8:46 a.m. to trigger the whole thing, right? So again, this is brand new findings. All of this is just happening on the go, on the fly. I'm just figuring this out as I go, right? I'm a farmer. On 4/8, two groups of cicadas will emerge. This hasn't happened in over 200 years. Yeah, the locust. That's exactly. So again, there's a plague of locusts, more biblical prophecy. It's like I said, when I joined, it's too much to gather. I'll have 1,000 windows opened with all these Bible prophecies, like the river Euphrates, the cicada, the locusts. Great tribulation will last 3 years, 3.5 years, but we don't know when it's going to begin, right? We don't know if we're in it. We don't know if it's gonna begin, if it's finished. Like, I'm pretty sure we'll know if we're in it, right? So, but the Satan's very crafty, right? They said that thousands of locusts will be released. Is this true? Not sure. Yeah, I've seen that story too. It's true. It's going to be 2 different breeds of locusts emerging at the same time. So unbelievable. Sorry, just going through so many comments here. If space existed, we'd have industrialized it, or at least had a paper war over the moon. Yeah, there's definitely no space. Like that game with the cups and the string. Okay, so let me go back to what I was showing. So we got NASA CERN, the sounding rockets, yoga. So people are going to be mass meditation. Yoga was created and spread around the world by the wickedest man, Mr. Aleister Crowley, the 8 lectures on yoga. This guy, okay, I'll tell you what, these people are disgusting, because I know people like him that are Masonic and do these magic rituals and sex magic and homosexuality. That's the biggest secret of the Freemasons. So clip this, pause this. The biggest secret of the Freemasons is not that they worship Satan, is that they're all homosexual. They perform homosexual rituals with their brothers in the brotherhood, in the lodge. So anyone that was, has, or is going to become a Freemason, you're going to have to bend over the altar and give up your ass, right? For the lodge. And usually it's a family member that does it. So if it's a generation of families, it's your father that does it. And then all the Master Masons will come and take turns on you, right? To initiate you. You start off as a demole, right? A little young boy. And then they freaking groom you. And it starts with the family. So that's why it's able to happen, because your dad is like the most trusted person. But if your dad's a satanic Freemason and he's bringing your little demole, little boy, to the lodge to have sex with Master Masons and himself, that's the biggest secret of the Freemasons. That's why they hate me. So yeah, anyone, and I will stand by it and I will scream it. I am 1,000% convinced, and I know for a fact, that anyone that is a Freemason is a homosexual sodomite. Bring it. I've said it. And that is the truth. I don't care if your family members are all Masons, they're all sodomites. That is the biggest secret of the Brotherhood. These people have to have homosexual sex, right? It's all a devil ritual. That's your Freemasons. Yoga is the devil. Yes, it is. I'm getting angry with this because it's the same stuff I've been talking about for years and years and years, and people have been trying to censor me and silence me and steal. No, this is it. The Masons are disgusting. They're homosexuals, right? That's what they do in all these lodges. That's what the big secret is. It's all sex. And if you read Aleister Crowley's readings, it's all sex magic. This spread through the Masonic lodges. Aleister Crowley wrote about, he was married, he had women, he gave birth to, they had children. That child was changed gender and ended up in the White House marrying President W.H. Bush, right? That was the genetics of Aleister Crowley. So Aleister Crowley had sex with Jack Parsons. They all did this magic ritual. And as they were having sex, they'd like, in their mind, they'd like seek out and think continuously on their most deepest desire to make it come true, to manifest it, right? Disgusting. The stuff that I know that these people are doing, it's I have to get it all out here. And I don't care who believes me, because you're going to end up going to research it yourself and finding out that everything I said is the damn well truth. Look at this. Marlowe, 1959. My husband's stepfather was a Mason and pedophile. You're always going to hear these stories, right? You're always going to hear these stories because it is true. These people are satanic pedophiles, and to get initiated into the Masonic Lodge, into the Brotherhood, you have to bend over. You have to give it up. You have to put the penis in your mouth. You got to suck. You got to take the shower, the sperm shower, all rituals that these men do, or boys or sodomites do, because no man would rightfully do that and take this kind of treatment, right? But they do it all in the name of brotherhood and power and control, and to gain success and access to secrets and knowledge, and to have control over society, and to be picked. When everything goes down, you'll be first in the list over people that are not satanic sodomite Freemasons, right? That's the biggest secret of the Brotherhood. They are homosexuals doing sex magic rituals. And there are so many lodges on all the borders coming through here. They're sex trafficking, blood. They're bringing blood and adrenochrome. That's how the adrenochrome is getting across the nations to all these people. Not in the planes. It's getting through the borders, through the lodges. It goes from lodge to lodge, right? Yes, you better believe. I'm not messing around. I know too many people, Masons, trying to admit to me, yeah, I was a Mason, but I left the lodge. You're a liar. And because I know what being a Mason is. If you were a Mason, you are still a Mason. There's no leaving the lodge. And even if you are, and you've initiated and spent how many years, you're a sodomite. How many times did you have to bend over and have incest with your dad or your granddad or someone? And how many times have you abused your children because you were abused? That's how it continues on. That's how the secret is kept. And that's all the people involved in NASA and CERN and government, police, right? All of them. These people are disgusting. Did we finish this video? Because this person's telling you what's going on in CERN.
Minutes, half an hour from everything.
Yes.
So, and then we have the Bank of Settlements in Basel. That's 2.5 hours away by car. But it's all there. Small Switzerland is like the Disneyland of everything they want to do.
Fascinating.
So, yeah, we're close to everything.
Okay, yeah, I played that. She's told you that they've had demons. They made contact with demons. She's heard the stories. Okay, horn devil, comets. Honestly, it's too much. All of this stuff, it's evil and it's happening and it's making me mad, right? That's how I know it's real. A portal for demons. Hubbard, all these Parsons. There's your Elipse. They're doing a massive sigil in the sky for this friggin' stuff. It's all there to be seen. Monday, April 8th, 2024. What a day to do the ritual for the eclipse, right? With the sun simulator, the end of the world, NASA CERN. Let me see, Disney NASA. Is that cipher? Disney. So Disney NASA is going to be in this cipher here in the forward. So Disney NASA is 666 and NASA CERN is 846, tribulation. These entities are working together to bring about the end of the world and the end times war and the great tribulation, right? So it's all happening. There's your Palestine lodges also on the path there. The Masons, free friggin' Masons. Here's an exposed video. So a Mason supposedly exposed a video because they want to make you think that this is what's going on in the lodge. This was a fake released video because the Masons know I'm onto them and exposing them. It's only the Masons who are censoring me and creeping and spying on all my stuff, right? So exactly. Obama's birthday is 8/4. 4/8 is a reverse 8/4 for Obama. So there's your checkered floors. This is just role play in the lodge. That's not what goes on. They're drinking blood. They're having gay sex in the lodge. I promise you that. That's why I will never step into one or be friends or trust anyone that is a Freemason, right? Disgusting. Sorry. I don't know. I've rambled on now. Oh, my camera just died. Let me put the battery in. Okay, so this was a serious decode. Portal for demons. Where's that Monday, April? Let me just slap a battery in the camera. And then we're going to wrap up this live unless anyone else has got any information to share, because it's just so much and it's never ending. And I'm pretty sure as soon as I end this live and jump back onto the research, more things are going to pop up, right? And then I'm going to have to come back on this evening if I have the time. Okay. Yeah, I can just feel myself. This stuff is really angering me. This stuff is really angering me. Let me see. Am I back on camera? Okay. I can't go on anymore. It's been, okay, hour and 40 minutes. I think I'm done. I'm just, everything else that I'm seeing now, I need to calm down. I need to get some air. My palms are sweaty. Knees weak. Arms are heavy. Yeah. So talk to me, people, before I jump off. Get your words in. So, wow. Yeah. Electroporation. I'll put the link again. So IC is sharing a link for electroporation. So hopefully we can check that out or bring it up, because it's definitely got some importance. Says play this. Chanel Brown says yes, thank you. So definitely, I hope I brought some new things that you won't see from the other Freemasons trying to give information, but always hold them back. They always tell you something, but fail to mention that what the Freemasons' involvement is. See, they cannot be trusted. Yeah, please share it with us. I'll play it now. Marlo knows the score. Yes, see? All our people are here. You should watch The Simpsons speaking about April 8th. Pretty scary. I don't know what to believe anymore. Simpsons, yep, always getting all these predictions in their show. Guys are going to be so freaking mad when you see this. I can't wait to see it. So I don't know how you're going to share it. Put it in the comments and then I'll bring it up. Thank you, Nico. Take care and may God bless and protect you. We need more warriors for Christ like yourselves. Thank you, Marlo. Like I said, even if we knew for sure that Monday, April 8th, that Niagara, the portal will open up over Niagara, an evil army will come through it. I'll go there right now and I'll sleep there waiting for it. I've been waiting my whole life for this, right? I've known this world was controlled by evil since I stepped foot into it. It's been evil. And I've just been sick of it. Sick of the adults not knowing, watching my dad friggin' watch the news and listen to the president's speech. Like, these people are leaders. I'm like, I was like 4 or 5 and I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the TV. I'm looking at the New World Order speech from Bush. I'm like, I know, and he obviously knows he's the bad guy. He's talking like the bad guy. He looks like the bad guy. He sounds like the bad guy, but no one else can see it, right? So everyone's there clapping like, well, look. No, people don't know what's about to happen. So I don't know why it has to be me, but we're here. So share. I'm waiting for IC to share a video. Where are you sending it? Are you putting it in the chats here? So IC's son is your son's 7th birthday is going to be on Monday, April 8th. So what a birthday that's going to be. 7 on Monday. Then he was born the last eclipse. Wow. So he was born. So this is crazy. Your son was birthed during the 2017 eclipse, and now his 7th birthday is on the day of the second one. So that is quite incredible. I'm looking forward to see what other connections you have for us. So wait, you're going to put it in the comments when over to? I'd like to bring it up now, what you have to share. So where is it? On YouTube? Yeah, 7 years. 2017 and 2024. Oh, the Freemasons. You guys don't want to know all the stuff I know about Freemasons. I even lived with one. He tried to convince me to come to the lodge every day. I didn't think anything of it. I thought they were just doing club stuff. And then I started to find out more and see more and started to see him changing more homosexual passes. I wasn't having none of that. Trust me. I know, and I looked into it. I know everything there is to know about these people and what they get involved with. I don't see a link anywhere. Benny Blanco's mom's 70th birthday on Monday. So 70 is a big number. It's the generation number, right? So happy birthday to your mom. Come Monday. Icy, send it to my Facebook, and I could probably be able to bring it up in Messenger right now. So send it to my Facebook. My Facebook's Nico King Nico. You'll see it on Facebook, and if you just put it in the Messenger, I can bring it up. The black hole sun, right? About to eclipse on April 8th. Chanel Brown, yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it from wherever you are in North America, if you are in North America right now still, but yeah. I'm going to be in the supposedly the most perfect spot. So Niagara Falls it is. And yeah, I'll be bringing some filming equipment. I'll be going live from wherever. I'll be flying my drone. So I'm going to try and capture everything. If anyone would like to join, it would be great to have some help and someone else to interview people there at Niagara. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of media from across the world, not just Canadian media. I'm pretty sure BBC will be flying in and all kinds of stuff, right? So, and it's not going to be just for the eclipse. And if we do see media fly into Niagara from all over the world, let me know, because they're not here just to film the freaking sky in the 4-minute eclipse. Something else is going to be going down, right? So we need to pay attention and share all the information we can, because it's so important. Because one little thing, I can find something massive, just like with the director saying today, total solar eclipse. He specifically did not say eclipse. He said ellipse. He thought it, he knew what it was, and he wanted to say total solar ellipse. I should just bring that up again quickly, seeing as it's pretty much how I started this video. You sent it? Okay. Let me go Facebook quickly. Let's see. Messenger. Message request. I got it. Okay. Hi. Okay, wait. Let me know. Okay, the title. Okay, I see. I'm going to subscribe. So here's your channel. Okay, quickly tell us a bit what it's about, because judging from the title, it looks like something that might get my video and channel flagged and banned. So before I could put the sound on, just tell me if you were careful with what you, if you use code words in this or not. Yeah, that's why I'm asking you if you used any code words, because if I slip up with one word on here, they'll give me a strike, right? And that's all they do, just for the smallest thing. Yeah, I'm very monitored. They're taking all my information. So the only people that seem to be watching my stuff is the elite. So they censor all my live. So whoever's here that's not a Freemason spy or a friggin' CIA, FBI, CSIS, if you're not one of those, I don't know how you're seeing this video, right? Because no one sees it. I'm so censored and shadow banned that the only people, 50 to 400 people, are executives, are the elite, are Satanists. They want to know what the leader of the resistance knows or what I'm trying to get out there, right? And yes, I know everything that you satanic freaks are up to, right? And I'm going to expose it. And I don't care if you have control over the internet. You don't have control over me. And you don't have control over everyone. And once I get out there in public and I get the stage and I have the people there, like in Niagara, if there's going to be 1 million people, how are you going to censor me from speaking to 1 million people in real life? So shut it. Okay, so it says how to open the cell wall with frequency to insert any kind of medication. No, I don't say the V word. It doesn't say the V word. Okay, I'm going to play this video from IC. So thank you for sharing it and for all your hard work. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back up. Why did it do that? Stupid thing. Sorry. I just had it up. Okay, history.
Electroporation is a technique based on the application of a high voltage electrical current to cells over a very short period of time. This pulsating current causes small channels or micropores to be formed in the membranes, through which the molecules in the surrounding area are able to pass. Transdermal or transcutaneous electroporation, given that skin is a lipid barrier and electrical current is able to open up transient and reversible pores in the skin.
At Mirrors Bio, our role in programming the genome is to provide scientists turnkey tools to add, delete, or modify any gene. We accomplish this through support of all methods to deliver any nucleic acid into any cell type. Decades of experience have led to the development of high-quality transfection reagents, but at times, chemical transfection may not be optimal for your specific application. Hard to transfect cell types like immune or stem cells, or delivering diverse molecules from DNA to RNA to protein are just a few reasons why researchers may turn to another mechanism of delivery: electroporation. Ingenio Electroporation Kits and Solution by Mirus Bio provides highly effective electroporation in a cost-conscious format compatible with multiple systems. Whether you're already using
Electroporation or electropermeabilization is a process where we use electricity, a small amount of voltage, and applying to the cell surface, applying to the cell membrane, so that pores start to form in cell membrane, and we can deliver either genetic material or drug directly inside the cell in the cytosol of the cell. Now,
Okay, so thank you for that. Very interesting stuff. Electroporation. We got too much stuff here to prove the rituals that are happening. The science they give us is tainted. They're not telling you that it's all magic ritual they're doing, man. I need to show you this video one more time.
Often said that at NASA, our mission is for all humanity, and that's because space brings us together. There's no better proof than moments like this: a total solar ellipse, total solar ellipse, total solar ellipse.
Total solar ellipse. Ellipse equals 666. And that was the breakthrough for me, hearing them say ellipse. I looked into it and I was like, this is the missing piece to the magic ritual. I didn't understand why they were sending rockets, and let alone sound rockets. So once he said ellipse and I put the sound rockets together, because I know what an ellipse is, I was like, wow, they are really going to do the biggest magic ritual, most expensive ritual that's ever been performed on Monday, April 8th, 2024. I've got nothing else left to show. Actually, I probably got lots, but I've gone for 2 hours now. I'm going to have to stop this video and get back to it and gather the rest. Where Wednesday, what is it? April 3rd already? Wow. 5 more days. They know gematria, but they act like they don't know what it is exactly. I didn't want to get shut down, but if you look into electroporation, it definitely is the mark of the beast. Oh boy. Yeah, he very clearly says ellipse. I believe you've cracked the tip of the iceberg on this ritual. That's how I felt. Thank you, Hobby Homestead. That's how I felt, right? When I saw that and started to bring up the rest of the ritual. And if you can see in the video, once an ellipse has the 2 focal points, I'm not too sure what the 2 focal points are just yet. It could just be the sun and the moon, right? The 2 focal points, and the ellipse will be around it. And that's where the sigil will be drawn with the sounding rockets. It's unbelievable. It's madness. We are living in the craziest movie ever written, right? There's no film that can touch this real life that we're about to experience, that they're trying to hide, but they can't hide it from everyone because not everyone's stupid. You know what I mean? People have submitted to Jesus Christ. And it's through your submission to the Lord Jesus Christ that you'll be able to stand against the wiles of the devil during these end times, right? You'll be fearless. Like I said, if I know for sure 100% that there's going to be a portal and an army is coming through that portal in Niagara Falls on Monday 8th, I'll be there. I'll be the first one there. I'll be camped out, ready, armed with the Holy Bible and the Word of God. That's all you need. These are demons. You just rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ, right? You don't need weapons. You don't need generators and months worth supply of friggin' food and peanut butter. God will provide, right? Thank you again. Like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg on this ritual, right? And it's all coming together, right? So now you know why they're sending sounding rockets. Because what does sound have to do with a shadow, right? What the hell are they firing rockets at the sun and the moon if the sun is 93 million miles away? And like, what are they're firing rockets at a shadow? Come on. Sounding rockets at a shadow, and people are buying that? I think my story fits in better with the ellipse and the ritual and the sigil that they're drawing, right? And with CERN being on at the same time underground as this is happening, and the Niagara Falls, which is generating all this fluid condensing power and electricity from nature. Yeah, yeah, you can keep your shadow story, NASA. The Masons try to push us in this digital world because they believe in immortality and they believe they are gods, and they're not. They're sodomites, and they can't sleep at night. There's something very disturbing about them, right? They're always tormented. Once you become like, look at friggin', if you're in Canada, right? We have, what's her name? Friedman, or the Nazi girl, right? Chrystia Freeland, right? That girl's tormented by demons constantly. She's standing there in Parliament and she's constantly twitching and moving, and that's like someone that's already tormented, like that they've already sold their soul and their soul is already being tormented, right? These are Nazis, the friends of Hitler and stuff like that, right? Chrystia Freeland can't stay still, right? And if you think she's tormented now, wait till the end days and judgment has come across, right? God passes the judgment. Masons, they're very disturbed. They're very weird characters, right? They're very they got issues with sex because they've been ritually abused in the Masonic lodges, right? Ritual abuse. And it's ritual abuse, not from strangers. Yes, there are strangers, but most of the time, and the very first time, it's from the child's father that is also part of the brotherhood. That's how they stay within the secret and keep everything together, because one Mason knows he's not going to expose that Mason, because that Mason knows that he abused his son, and he knows he abused his kid, and he knows he sucked him off, and he knows he got a cum shower from that one. Excuse my vulgar language, but the Masons have to be exposed. Freemasons, they're not people that are good people that you have to look up to, but like, oh my God, wow, you're a Freemason. Thank you for what you do. And putting on the Santa parade and wearing your little Shriner hat that you look like you're from Egypt. These people are satanic. They're Satanists. What's with all the Egyptian rituals, right? So God, the Son, Jesus Christ saves. Hello. Yeah, I'm wrapping up this video now. I was just hoping for more people to share some things. IC shared a great video of electroporation, right? More things to look out and be aware of the mark of the beast, right? Because we're in the end times. And Monday, April 8th is going to be a day that something's going to happen, right? In the spiritual realm, or it could finally happen in the real world, where the spiritual realm and the real world will finally collide. That's the whole point of a Hadron Collider. That's the whole point of an ellipse, right? And an eclipse. Like, they could potentially be bringing something in that we could physically see with our own eyes. And even still, your eyes deceive you, right? All of this could just be an attempt to unleash blue beam, right? Another entity that's been quiet for some reason. Is that because they're going to be using blue beam and making it look like something happened with this failed experiment? They're going to be like, we didn't know. We just wanted to find dark matter, and we didn't know we were going to make contact with the demonic realm and free the fallen angels. They're always going to have a way to talk their way out of it, because the stories there are ready to cover it. Who remembers the CERN opening ceremony? That's one thing I forgot to show you guys. The CERN opening ceremony. So if you don't think I'm close with this ritual and this satanic thing, then just go watch the CERN opening ceremony. Anyone just coming in there is anyone that's just coming in, there is so much good information in this video. Please rewind at the end. Yeah, I got to end it quick because it's going to go too long. People aren't going to see it. But thankfully, I put it in the beginning, right? I mean, they've obviously already done something, or we wouldn't have the Mandela effect. Yeah, the Mandela effect is real. I've seen celebrities and James Earl Jones doing stuff, and I'm like, James Earl Jones, he died like 20 years ago. I remember when they announced James Earl Jones is dead. but now he's still doing the voice of Mufasa. I'm like, come on, what happened? That's the Mandela effect. Things are changing. People that were supposedly dead, and I remember seeing them being announced dead, are just here alive doing voice cartoons and stuff. And I'm like, what? Bam Margera? I thought Bam Margera died too. He's the okay. That's the Mandela effect. Crazy. And look, that was just the first time they turned it on, just to turn it on, right? But remember, the dates they turned it on was very significant. It had the 1086 and the 846. That included September 11th and it included March 11th, 2020. Okay, let me go to YouTube quickly and end this video with that opening ceremony. Too much stuff. Too much stuff. I'm losing it here. I'm getting angry, and I think that's good because I think I'm preparing and getting ready righteously for what's about to happen. You know, I don't like surprises. I don't like being caught off guard. You know, it's better to be prepared and have some clue of what's going to happen. You know, it's like there's going to be people down there that have no idea what they're looking at, no idea what's happening. And even if something does happening, they'll be even just as lost as before they got there, right? So Bam's alive. Yeah, Bam Margera, I remember, died. James Earl Jones also died. So yeah, CERN has to have caused it for sure. Chanel Brown says exactly. And Expo Juno says 100% real. There's new Mandela effects every year. And that's what I find creepy. Yeah, people say logos have changed and the Fruit of the Loom logo is different or Chick-fil-A is different. But when people were dead in the world that I know, and then I wake up in a world and those people are not dead anymore, that's scary. That's freaky. And that's something. And I don't forget things, right? Especially things like that and announcements. And I definitely wouldn't dream something like that, right? So I remember seeing it. Like I said, we might not see an immediate result from this ritual, but the days afterwards, you'll see posts on the internet. If nothing happens, just the days lead after the eclipse, people are like, hey, does anyone remember this? And things will be different. So I'm preparing for multiple things. I'm preparing for an instant war, aliens or demons coming out of this portal, showtime, or I'm preparing for it to be a boring, good for nothing, chemtrailed up, covered with clouds, sky. We're not going to see anything. So you got to be ready for anything. There's going to be a million people there, nothing to look at, right? Maybe they don't want you to see what's going on. Maybe they're going to send in the chemtrails because they just want to perform the ritual, keep it covered, or they'll have no chemtrails. It will be the clearest, most nicest day ever because they need all eyes to be watching it to strengthen the magic, right? So there's different ways, and I'm pretty sure I'll be making more videos explaining how this ritual works and how we are a part of it, whether they'll need us to be a part of it or not, right? Definitely trying to thin the veil. Yes, I see. Just tuning back in. Thank you, Nico, for this awesome stream. Yes, Sensei, your decode was pretty much the highlight along with the Elipse founding today. So thank you for sharing that. Help make this content amazing, right? So people need to share this, get it out, and I'll be sure to be making more. Maybe they've already thinned the veil, Mandela effect, and now they're trying to bring something through. Yeah, the veil's already been thinned, and now they're just opening the door. And like I said, quickly, like the sound. So when you're in an ellipse, right, you could whisper at one corner, and the person on the other side of it will be able to hear you, even if you whisper, because the sound will bounce off of the walls of the ellipse or the firmament, and it will reach that person. So now NASA is sending up sounding rockets to have sound bounce off of the firmament around to make an ellipse around the eclipse, right? To create the sigil or to whisper to the devil himself, wake up, come through the portal. They're communicating with something. They've found whatever it is they found, and they're doing something to make contact, bring it here, make the worlds collide, right? Are we going to hear the trumpets? Oh boy. Yeah, all the seals are our hair and been opened. The trumpets are going to be sounding. This is the time. Okay, I got to end this video. I'll definitely have to come back on, try and shorten everything, compile it more, and add some new things. So everyone that's been joining, amazing. I can't believe I've had some great crusaders in the show today, sharing some amazing information. That's why I do this live, because I can't do it all by myself. Are we going to hear the trumpets? We'll hear something, all right? The string and cup game. All occultists have been waiting for the eclipse. That's what I've been trying to say. This is 120 years in the making. Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, these are the magicians that started it. They created the rockets, and then the government hired them. And it was the government that founded and pretty much stole all of their research and created NASA, because they knew that if these two satanic sodomite individuals could summon and speak to fallen angels without $1 trillion friggin' budget, they knew that if they were able to do it on a very tiny small scale with just two bum buddies, right, plowing each other and thinking of magic and summoning, that's all it took. NASA's like, the government's like, okay, we need to get rid of these guys. So they either set up Jack Parsons and killed him, because this guy was a rocket explosive expert. He doesn't make mistakes, right? And if he did, and if he wanted to kill himself, he would have done it properly and not just blown off half his face, suffered in hospital, then die later, right? So there's a theory going around that his instruments were tampered with and people wanted him to die. And it sounds about right, because the government is not to be messed with. And if they were government and hired by the government and knew certain secrets, then they would have made an oath and a pact that would have had them put in danger by their own way. And they pretty much gave authority to the government. Once you work for them, they own you, right? So they can take your life whenever you want. The government I don't belong to no one. I belong to Jesus. So I can say whatever I want about anyone, about any government official, about any Freemason, and nothing's going to happen to me. I'm not going to end up dead in a bathtub or hanging from a ceiling or drug overdose. They can't touch me because I've never sold my soul. I've never been bought. I've never made an oath or pact with these sick people. So yeah, that's why they're afraid of me, because they have no control. So 120 years in the making. So the government stole these magicians' work, kind of erased them from history of being a part of the founding of NASA, because they wanted to separate from them, not because they didn't like them. They loved them. They wouldn't have hired them if they didn't like them, but they knew they wanted to deceive the world, which is why they named the organization NASA, like in Hebrew, Nasha or Nasha, to deceive, right? So they got rid of Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley. I forget when he died, maybe 74 or 47. I don't know. These people, they all died before. Let me see quickly then. When did this freak die? Because we know that NASA was founded in 58. So yeah, he died in 1947. And Jack Parsons died in 1952. So these both, so in 1947, so this, I think they were killed, or they had to replace them or change their characters. So Jack Parsons mysteriously blew himself up in 1952, and Aleister Crowley, he succumbed to drugs. He became a friggin' crackhead, heroin addict, because he summoned too many demons and he thought he could have control over these fallen angels. But no, that's not the way it happens. The angels will have control over you and suck you dry. So he died in 1947. 1947 is the same time that they found the firmament, right? Richard Admiral E. Byrd, it's in his diary. They did Operation High Jump, Operation Deep Freeze, 1946. This was after they went to the North Pole. So this is the same person that found the Garden of Eden. That's also in his diary. So they found Eden in the center of the Earth in the North Pole in the 30s. They rushed back to America, then rushed to the South Pole to Antarctica, found the firmament 1946, 1947, closed up shop, came back to mainland, kept quiet for the decade, and then boom. In that decade, they took out magicians like Aleister Crowley, pretty much took himself out, Jack Parsons in 52, Admiral E. Byrd in 56, right? So those characters were gone. 1957, Antarctic Treaty was formed. And then 1958, NASA was founded. 10 years after that, they were walking on the moon in 1969. So they landed, supposedly walked on the moon 1969. 1971, they had the patent to start building and creating the sun simulator. So if they just landed on the moon and just stepped foot in it, don't you think they'd be spending the next 50 years trying to like go back and build stuff and explore? No, they said, forget it. We've done that deception. We're moving on to the next one, the fake sun. It's all there. It's all on my channel. I've shared it all before. From 1969, the moon landing, to 1971, they never cared to go back to the moon because they knew they couldn't. They only ever did that one Stanley Kubrick filming in the Hollywood basement that one time. And then they were like, okay, we need to get on to the next thing, which was the sun simulator. They created their own star to illuminate this earth to cover Bible prophecy, right? So that is a story of the two founding fathers, satanic, homosexual, sodomite magicians, Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons. And their work was stolen and hidden and being used by NASA today to perform this ultimate ritual that they were able to do, just the two of them by themselves, right? Now we're doing it on the big scale with over $1 trillion budget, right? God bless you, Andre. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Long time, brother. But yep, Satan deceived Crowley and all who followed Thelema, who reads, yep, every single one. These people think they're just human, and they're not any kind of human. They're like dirtbag humans, and they're so dirtbag and conceited and narcissistic that they seriously believe that they can have control and power over an infinite intelligent entity, a demon, a fallen angel. That's what these books tell. I've read the Franz Barton works. I've read Frobado the Magician. I at one point thought that I could, because that's what they tell you. They want people like myself, other people, to find these works and think that they can become successful and powerful if all they do is summon a demon and have him under their control. No, it's a backward trick. They want you to think you'll be that, but it's the angels that need you to summon them and do these rituals that will strengthen them. And that's all that's been happening for millennia since the flood, is the weakness of man being manipulated by demon fallen angels to bring about this end times revelation. And this is what Jesus Christ was sent here for, because he knew the weakness of man, that man would just sin and sin and sin until it morphed into a new type of sin, because the fallen angels were in control, manipulating man. So the only way to save man, because God tried to flood the world, was to send Jesus to have him die for all of our sins and have us have to choose him. So the only way we can survive is to submit and choose Jesus Christ, right? There's no other way. And Roswell 1947, yeah, more distraction. This is a setup to hide the fact, because they found something so big. So when you find something like the firmament, you need to create lots of different stories. So when people look back to that year, the first thing that comes up is not going to be like, oh, Admiral Richard Byrd and the US forces went to Antarctica to find stuff. No, it's going to be like Roswell, New Mexico, UFO crash landing. All that was faked and added to dilute that year, to hide the fact that that operation took place and they found something, right? That's all that is. That's all it is. And it's perfect fit. It's a setup. They're like, oh, we need to hide the firmament. So let's create a story that something came through it. That's where the alien stuff started happening. So they didn't care to ever share with us that God is our creator and created this earth for us. They found it and instantly said, we need to hide it. And that's where we are today. Have you ever haven't seen you around in a while? Oh, it's the Pineal Power podcast here. Yes. You're shadow banned. I'm shadow banned. I'm trying to fight the shadow ban. I have 2 more weeks left on one of my warnings on my YouTube. So I'm hoping that once it gets gone and I be a good person on YouTube and follow the community guidelines, maybe I'll get recommended again like I was before, right? So it's good to see you, Shadow Band Syndicate. All of this is Eclipse, Magic Ritual Talk. We found some huge discoveries regarding Monday, April 8th. So yeah, my first time seeing live, man, you are good. Thank you, IC. See, look, people are seeing me for just the first time, right? So we're getting out there yet again. So been setting my trust up and stuff. How you been, Pineal? Yeah. Okay, so it's good to see everyone's connecting. I definitely am going to end this live now. Story time is almost over. NASA, it's been great. And this is like the first time I've ever had the chance to explain. I just found this out like hours ago, last night, this morning. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And I had to go over it, go back over my research and be like, is this really how they do a magic ritual? Because I've known how magic rituals work. And now I just needed to know the missing pieces. And that's what the sound rockets are for. Exciting time. So I'm going to end this. I know there's lots of people that want to rewind this and start from the beginning. So hopefully it's not going to be too long. 2 hours, 15 minutes. It's going to fly by. You could skim through some of the stuff if you feel like. But please share it. Let's share it. Get this channel out there because I'm going to be doing more and more decodes. I'm definitely going to be finding some more breakthroughs to do with this, right? That's great. Yeah, so you guys are awesome. It's funny because in schools, all the civil rights activists, they present to us like MLK, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, were all confirmed Freemasons. Exactly. So all the characters they've ever given us were Freemasons, and the lodge controlled opposition puppets. And the same thing's still happening today, right? I've rubbed shoulders with lots of puppets, right? Losers, all kinds of puppets, right? Lots of sodomites, lots of homosexual Freemasons, lots of demole little boy Freemasons, lots of Eastern Order of the Eastern Star witches with the women. They're all here, and they're all trying to play the role of we're here leading God's army, trying to fight evil. They're not doing that. They're here trying to subdue the masses. They're trying to have everyone bend over. So when Satan's army does come through the portal, everyone's already going to be bent over like little sheep waiting for it, right? That's not what we're doing here with the resistance, right? So yeah, these Freemasons have got on my last nerve. That they text me every day trying to be my friend, thinking that no, these people are losers. They are losers. They have all been subject to ritual, sexual abuse, incest, satanic ritual. They've all been drinking adrenochrome. They help traffic it through the lodges, through the borders, right? I'm exposing it. And I ain't afraid of anyone. I'll give out my address, my phone number, and I'll leave the door unlocked. No one is going to show up and cause me any harm. I will stay on live all hour, every day, talking about homosexual Freemasons and their ritual abuse in the lodge by your own family members. And then I'll start naming all of you like I've already done. That's how I got my Instagram deleted, right? Don't mess with me. I'm not to be messed with. You have no idea who I am, what I am, and who I serve and where I come from, right? And what is destined for me in the not so far future, right? So get ready. The world is about to change like we've never seen it before, right? People will rise and people will fall, right? And I've seen someone put it here, all that has been kept secret will now be revealed. This is the time. Like, how can we not say we're in the book of Revelation, where Sodom and Gomorrah is at every corner, where time is so short, where we have all these blood moons I've seen and filmed with my own eyes, right? So Bible prophecy, the biggest satanic ritual, magic ritual I've ever heard of is about to take place. And 100%, hands down, it is a satanic ritual. It falls in line with all of the texts and all of the ancient texts to do with magic and summoning. It's all right there in front of our face, taking place on the world stage. Okay, I'm done talking. I'm going to go get some lunch, get prepared for the next lives. I need help sharing this out, right? So we can get some more people to tune in for the next lives. We still got 5 days until this takes off. I'm actually like 20 minutes away from Niagara. So you're going to want to stay tuned, because I'm not only am I exposing everything that's going to happen with this ritual, I'm going to be friggin' right there on the front lines at Niagara Falls. I'm going to be flying my drone right into the Elipse or the Eclipse. Just as NASA's going to be firing the sounding rockets, I'm making sure I'm flying something into it too, right? To give you guys the 4K view that you might not be able to get anywhere else, right? It's been great being on here. I don't come on too often because I honestly don't like sitting in front of the computer, talking, yapping. I get my throat anxious, just closes up. Like, I'm not made for this kind of stuff, right? Like, I do well when I'm in real life with real people, talking to them, or crowds. I've done some great speeches, but sitting in front of a computer with all these lights gleaming on me and cameras pointing at me, it's never going to be normal for me to do, right? So I just struggle with it. It's just unnatural for me to do this stuff, but I do it. I have to, because I can't not do it, knowing what I know and knowing that no one else is sharing what I know. So I'm like, damn it. Then I feel like God entrusted me with this, and if I just sit here and keep it to myself, I'm sinning, right? So I got to get on, suck it up, and share what needs to be shared. Okay. Hopefully see you on again. I see. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Make sure the notification bell is on. Liking the video helps. Commenting helps. I'm not the best at commenting back, so I'm my own worst enemy with this channel too, right? So I need to put more time into replying to every single comment and sharing it. Like, yeah, I struggle with this stuff, but I do need help. It does get out there. I know the count lies. Thousands of people could have already been watching this video, but it will say only 20 people saw it, right? So don't let the numbers fool you. This is the devil's playground, but we're using it. We're going to break through it, expose it, and gather the troops as much as we can for this end days war. And I'm saying the same stuff over and over again. So God bless everyone. I'm shutting this live down. I'll see you all again soon.